What's up, world? This is WeNeeda5th. It's your man Mo. Got my man P in the building.
What up?
Got my man Hill on the line.
Yo.
Fellas, it's Saturday. Quick hitters. MLB. Albert Pujols finally got that monkey off his back. Finally got that record. He joins the club of four. Aaron, Bonds, and Ruth as one of the few men to be able to hit 700 career home runs. He did it against the Dodgers last night. Hit two of them against the Dodgers, and ironically, the Dodgers were the team that picked him up after the Cardinals didn't want him no more. But it said that he should retire and call it a career. But he was able to do it last night. So big ups to Albert Pujols. Mm-hmm. In tennis news, Roger Federer was able to play his final game as a professional. He's in full retirement mode right now, people. He played in the Laver Cup, a doubles match. He doubled up with Rafael Nadal, played against Tiafoe and John Stock. They lost the match, but it's been an outstanding career for Roger Federer. 20 Grand Slam championships, I believe, 20 major championships, 102 tournament wins. He's had an outstanding career, kind of set the bar, set the standard on what it means to be a classic tennis superstar in our era. So big ups to Roger Federer and his career. Also, in sports news, WNBA fellas, WNBA championship was concluded last week. Las Vegas Aces was able to pull it out. Becky Hammon, rookie coach, head coach of the year for the WNBA, along with Asia Wilson, MVP, defensive player of the year. Chelsea Gray and Kesley Plum were able to pull it out over a tough Connecticut Suns team. Asia Wilson, she really impressed me this series. She's going to be a dominant force going forward in the same mold as Lisa Leslie, as Cheryl Swoops, just to name a couple of the greats that I think she's going to be in the mold of following in their footprints. Miss Gray, she came out to play. She was the MVP of the series. She took this team and put it on her back and said, "Let's go." Kesley Plum finally came to the party. It was a little late, but hey, better late than never. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces and winning the championship. Fellas, y'all get a chance to see that championship game, closeout game? Because I know I was bugging you guys for a minute. P, what's up? You look a little disinterested. What's going on?
Congratulations.
We're talking about basketball here, brother.
Congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces. Well done.
Wow. That's all I'm gonna get from you. That's all I'm gonna get.
That's all I got, bro. I see the game.
Yo, my man. I know my man Hill. I know my man Hill. He's a basketball fanatic. He a basketball junkie like me. Hill, I know you caught this game. What's up?
So the greatest right-hander during my era with 2208 RBIs, and possibly the greatest men's tennis player, 8 Wimbledons and 5 U.S. Opens. We get a quick skim over those for the ultra missing fan of the WNBA. But I will give my thoughts on the WNBA, which was a great game 4. You can't allow Courtney Williams for the Connecticut Sun to be out there by herself against Aja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Kesley Plum, and Bebe. It was just too much for her. It was a home game. No one came to show up. I think the key to that game for me had to be It was Bebe for me. You know what I mean? Renee Williams, her last 3 threes in the clutch within the last 2 minutes, I think, pulled that game away. It was a close game. Kelsey, she came to play for the game for us, so it was good to see. Aja was a quiet 11, but she sets the tone with her aggressiveness. You know what I mean? It's one of what she can give you. I mean, she was averaging 2010s for the past 6 games, so it was nothing better to take a day off and say, you know, I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. But Bebe's threes and Chelsea Gray off the dribble. I mean, she is an issue. Issue out on the ball, her pull-up game, her vision, her scrappiness. And then that's not in a way it's an insult. It's just that she's feisty even on offense. So the Aces are gonna find themselves in a lot of WNBA finals for the next maybe 4 years. They need to keep the score together. Kelsey is calling it a career, or she'll probably stay along with the Aces. No, she'll probably stay along with the Aces.
Yeah. She's young, and her career is just getting started.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of will they be able to pay her going forward, along with everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's the big key, right?
Yep.
I mean, I believe, to be fair, I think they sold their broadcasting rights, the whole WNBA, for the price of Timothy Mozgov's contract.
Yeah. And that's not too far from the truth, brother. How do they turn that product we saw in Game 4 into profit, into something that, hey, you can start seeing players get comparable salaries to their NBA brethren, or at least higher salaries, where, hey, you can start saying becoming a WNBA player can kind of give you generational wealth. And I think, say generational wealth, hey, at least be a millionaire by playing just in the WNBA. Are there any clear paths or easy paths that you guys see that, hey, the WNBA can grab more of your attention? I know I've been bugging you about watching the WNBA, and you kind of appeased me and started getting into it. But P, like, hey, for you, for example, is there anything that they can do to kind of pull you more into their game and into their product?
Honestly, nothing I could think of. Like, 'cause I know most of the star players. Like, I'm somewhat familiar with AJ Wilson, but I know the Candace Parkers, of course the Deanna Taurasi's and the Breanna Stewarts, the Della Dons. So if they're on, I might watch maybe 5 minutes of it, or if the highlight is playing, I'll watch the highlight. But to be honest, I don't know what they could do to a basketball fan like myself, who doesn't really particularly watch the WNBA. I really don't have a solution or a way where they could draw someone like me into the game. I really don't know. And to answer your question about, the salaries going up, that's kind of part of it. That's kind of related to it. You have to just increase the revenue, and you do that by increasing your fan base. So, I think the solution for the first part will help you raise the salary, raise the revenue of the league. I think all the salary part, that all comes down to revenue. Like, I know people say, oh, they should get paid like the NBA. Sorry, paint me the bad guy. No, they shouldn't, because they don't create revenue like the NBA. That's just what it is.
Okay.
I actually got 3 ideas, which I actually thought about last night, about throwing at the wind for a second. And it's what the NBA did back then, is maybe taking a step back to take a couple steps forward. With that being said, I'm thinking the 12 teams, how about you think about contraction? Instead of 12, go to 8. And turn the teams into super teams and building up rivalries with more stars on certain teams. You're going to lose players. Mm-hmm. Those that you lose, you throw those into salaries of giving, because it's America, right? It's open. It's laissez-faire. It's open market. You give the perception that you're going to give Aja Wilson $1.5 million. You're saying, why are they giving her $1.5 million? You think about it, I might want to tune in, because if you just give these salaries through contraction and make the projection that they're getting paid these buku amounts of money, it would somewhat pique interest to saying, why are they getting paid this money? Like with the NBA, from the NBA getting paid, at one time guys were getting paid $80,000. And one time guys were getting $140,000. So if you give that perception of paying them more, it would make me, the consumer, say, why is she getting paid $4 million? Why is she? Oh, because Aja Wilson's that good. And that product is that good. You're going to lose some players with contraction. But I think that's one way you can build up the brand of this game. And another thing is, you lost 10 franchises. They folded or they relocated within the past, 25 years they've been there. NBA has lost, 2 franchises? And what they lost? They lost
Seattle.
Seattle, Vancouver.
Right, the Grizzlies. Yeah. So with that being said, you have that. So if you're telling the people you're going to pay $100 and some odd dollars for a jersey, these guys are relocating all the time, it's a lot to spend on a person that might not be there within the next year, or the franchise might even not exist.
Let me ask you that.
Okay, no, technically, the franchise is still around.
Yeah.
Moved. I understand what you're saying, but, to a Seattle Supersonic fan who grew up watching Seattle Supersonics, how much are you really going to be into the OKC Thunder? You know what I mean? Right. So I understand what you're saying, but the way they explain it, it's like, oh, well, no, we didn't lose teams. We just relocated. But tell that to the local business in Seattle.
Folded. Yeah, teams that folded in WNBA. But I think it's a hard pill to swallow. But if you contract these teams into 8 teams and then start making super teams and start paying them more, I think you might build up some interest. And of course, for me, you add that with lowering the rims to 9 feet, I would say go at it. Contract, more money, less players, better qualities on each team, and lower the rims. I say that. Take a shot at that.
Let me ask you guys this, and this is a thought that just came to me. There's never been a league that kind of taken advantage of where we're at technologically and the ease of travel between them, between places. Is it possible for the WNBA to be a league that truly goes global, in the sense that, hey, you try to attract some European teams, you try to attract some African teams, Australian teams, Chinese teams, from their relative leagues, and try to combine it all and say, hey, listen, let's have some type of,
like a world league.
Basically. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And you can compress the teams like you're saying, but you give more impact as far as, hey, you'll compress the number of teams you need in the US, because you're adding up all the leagues basically and forming one big super league. Is that something that could, because they have a good market outside of the United States as far as women's basketball. In Europe, they've been able to show that, hey, they can make money with women's basketball and stuff like that. So is it a matter of, hey, getting the world involved in in the WNBA brand per se?
Yes, but not with expansion though. I think you get the best of the best. And I still think you can track, because I think you need the best talent for these games to keep the eyes going. Like, I think you need hardcore rivalries. You need that Magic Bird type feel on each and every night. So I think you need the best talents. If you're going to go around the world, sure, get them, but you still can track. You just have the best talent on these however teams you have, 16, 20. So every night is worthwhile. And you know the people to build up this brand. And then later, I think you go to expanding. I think you have to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Interesting. And it's something that we'll continue to talk about. And something that we want our listeners to think about. Hey, how does the WNBA create a better brand, better product? How do they get your interest as a fan? Hit us up on social media. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or email us directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. Hill, NFL Week 2. Hey, you're my way of keeping connected with the NFL world. What's going on with NFL? What's happening, man?
I mean, it still stymies me, you guys, and watch football. But anyway, we'll go with Thursday.
College football.
Thursday night's football, your backyard, Philly.
Okay.
Philly, they end up playing Minnesota Vikings, Mr. Kirk Cousins, which is a lot of people's pick for possible MVP. I think they are overreaching.
In what world?
Well, you
I
guys
don't watch football. I know that don't sound right.
Minneapolis world.
I think a lot of banking pretty much saying Justin Jefferson taking that extra step forward because he was so done towards the end of the year. And Kirk can't mess it up. But Kirk did mess it up because he threw 3 interceptions that night. So that's that. With Jalen Hurts, he went for 2 TDs, one in the air, 1 rushing. He's looking solid. He was 2-0. Monday night game, which everyone raved about. If I'd have told you that they pulled Allen in the 4th quarter, you'd probably think he was having a bad game, but no, it was overkill. It was 41-7. Derrick Henry, he ended up rushing for a whopping, I believe, 8 yards.
That's Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry?
Yeah, he averaged 1.9 a rush. He rushed for 25 yards total. He had 1 TD, to be fair, though.
So Buffalo's defense is really like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Buffalo is a tear. I mean, if the Rams had a chance to sign him, they should have, and they could have put Von Miller on the other side of Micah Parsons, Jerry, and spent some money, and that would have been a heck of a defensive line. But neither here nor there. Von Miller's the truth, period. Allen only threw for 317, 4 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, three touchdowns for 148 yards. Buffalo is the clear-cut runner. You know what I mean? Well, what can I say? I love the kid. Quick hit.
Josh Allen?
Yeah, that's. I mean, we'll get into that later, but I think that's runaway MVP favorite right now for me.
Okay.
Bears, Justin Fields, he threw for a whopping 70 yards in the INT. Aaron Rodgers still owns Jacoby Brissett, who's said to be holding the mantle for Deshaun Watson until he comes back. He threw for 220 yards. Amari Cooper had a touchdown for 170 yards. Cowboys beat the Bengals without that. Another 6 sacks for your guy, Mo. That offensive line, I mean, he's going to have a short career. Heck of a talent, but you can't have your quarterback get sacked 6 times. Kyler Murray put up 24 points in the 4th quarter. The Jets came back late against the Browns, and the local scene, Danny Dimes is 2-0. People are going crazy. For me, I'll keep Tyler Rhodes. I lost my quarterback for the year with a broken ankle, and enters Jimmy Garoppolo, and Niners win 27-7. All other Niner fans are happy because he's back. I know that he's going to give me 88 yards in the playoff game and 2 interceptions, so I know what Jimmy Garoppolo is. So please, Trey Lance, hurry up and get better. As a Niner fan, yes, I'll take the win. But that was rough. And the game you're talking about, off camera, Tua went for 28 points in the fourth quarter. To beat.
Now, Hill, tell me, was that Tua or was that just bad defense?
A hardball. How do you give up? And for me, it's you have to stop Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill goes for about 190 on 11 catches, and Waddle goes for about 170. And that's defense. You can't give up 28 points in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, Harbaugh has some adjustments to be made, to say the least. But they're 1-1. I still don't have faith in Tua. He has to show me. And a guy went for 6 touchdowns on Sunday, and I said, that's not good. That's maybe it's just me, and he has to be a believer. And I love Tua in college, but I just resonate in the NFL, and I guess he's here to prove us wrong. Dolphins 2-0.
And I think they got your man MVP, Josh Allen, next, right?
That'll be coming up, huh? That's a lot.
I think. It should be.
I believe these upstart quarterbacks. I might have heard of them. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Don't they face off this week?
Yeah, they both come. I mean, Aaron Rodgers came off his win, and Tom Brady came off his struggle. Tom Brady just something about playing in New Orleans. I mean, it's just he either can't beat him or it's a tough go. And Lattimore has his number. You know, they're gonna not. Mike Evans is not gonna be there this week for the fight he had with Lattimore. Mm-hmm. Brady's coming slow out the gate, so we get to see if the GOAT picks it up this week, and I hope so because he's my fantasy quarterback.
I think you might have picked him up for fantasy on the wrong year. I think this is the year where Tom realizes it's time to hang it up.
Yeah, that's just
it's time to go. And I think at this point in the season, I think if he didn't have to worry about his pride, he would be like, you know what, Giselle, I'm coming home.
Yeah, it's not right. Trouble either, right? I hear you.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. But that sums it up for the old pigskin.
Wow.